What if I told you keeping goldfish in your water trough can actually be beneficial to you and your animals? So I've been keeping the same goldfish in my water trough for about 4 years now. And what I do is have 100-gallon stock tanks for my Clydesales. Each Clydesdale drinks about 35 gallons of water per day. So that means total, on average, I'm filling the trough because we need at least 70 gallons of water for them per day. With filling the water trough that often, we're getting a lot of bubbles and a lot of aeration as the trough fills, as the horses go to drink or they play with it with their lips. So it creates enough oxygen I can actually safely keep goldfish in the water trough. Why would I want to do that? Well, there's a myth that they help to clean the water trough. That's actually not true. Yes, they poo in the water trough. No, the horses don't drink that. All that falls to the bottom. The reason I have them is because they help to reduce the mosquito population. Mosquito like to breed in still waters, and so they lay their eggs in the trough. And so what ends up happening is the goldfish swim up to the surface. They eat the bits of hay that falls from the horse's mouth, but they also consume any any mosquito larvae. That is why we have the goldfish here at the farm. Like I said, we've had the same goldfish for about 4 years. What I do in the winter is add a trough heater. It's just a submerged stock tank heater, and that's enough to help keep the goldfish comfortable and keep them warm. When the horses drink, the fish submerge themselves deep to the bottom, so there's no way that the horses are accidentally going to ingest a fish. It doesn't happen. It's a common question that I get. So these are our same 4, and they're doing very well. They're continuing to grow in size. They're healthy, but it's keeping the rest of us healthier too because we're not as itchy from mosquito bites. One thing people ask me all the time is, well, how do you clean the tank? So there's a couple ways you can do it. One, if you're trying to do it quickly, is just go in there with a fishnet or your hand, grab the fish, and put them in a bucket of water. Beforehand, just make sure you dunk the bucket in the same water they're from so their temperature stays consistent, their water stays consistent. And they swim around in there while I dump out the rest of the water and scrub the trough. The other thing that we do, and you can see this in another YouTube video, is I drain the water after removing the fish and setting them aside in a separate bucket of water. I drain the used water into our rain barrels and use that to water our plants so we can take advantage of the nutrients from the fish manure. So cleaning is not an issue. We still clean once every couple of days, a couple times a week, and it's definitely not a contribution of the goldfish. They don't keep the tank clean. As for stocking density, I would not do any more than 4 in a 100-gallon stock tank. I think that would just be too much manure on the bottom. Like I said, we clean a couple of times a week when it comes to scrubbing out the troughs. If I were to have more than that, it would just be, there's no reason to. 4 is maximum for a 100-gallon stock tank, at least we think here. In a smaller stock tank, I have a 35-gallon tank for my sheep. There's 2 goldfish in there. They are social creatures, and so they do need to have at least a friend. When I bought these 4, they were just from the local pet shop. They were 9 cents a piece, and they came as the teeny tiny little baby goldfish. You can see they're pretty decent size now in the stock tank. And yeah, they're continuing to do really well. Same as the 2 that are in our 35-gallon sheep stock tank. The other thing I get asked all the time, don't heron, cranes, and other birds of prey try to swoop down and hunt the goldfish? No, never. Neither raccoons nor even the barn cats. Nobody.